Gotham is yours. None shall interfere. Do as you please.
In today's video, we're going to be talking about the future of the DC movie universe. We will be talking about the Batman sequel, The Batman 2. There will be mild spoilers for The Batman. We're also going to be talking about how David Zaslav will be restoring Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3. And we're also going to be discussing the Bat universe. So if you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, pop culture based content we do on a daily basis. It really helps the channel if you could subscribe, comment, and share the video out so more people could see it. If you want to see the beautiful voice behind the beautiful face, all you gotta do is check us out on Instagram at Warstu, and also check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. I've nearly got 14 followers over there. So we're gonna talk about David Zaslav restoring the Snyderverse, restoring creativity to Warner Bros. Discovery. Now everyone knows the Warner Bros. Discovery merger is going to be going through in the next 30 days officially. Then David Zaslav will be in control. It's been heavily displayed in an article that Ann Cernoff and Jason Killer will be going very, very soon. And then also Toby Emmerich will be on his way out eventually. And the same with Walter Hamada. Regardless to how well the Batman will do, realistically, the Batman's got nothing to do with Toby or Walter. Yes, Walter Hamada is DC Films president, so of course his name has to be attached to it. But realistically, except for that one political line in the Batman, the studio's realistically got nothing to do with it. So I feel like there was something massively cut out of the Batman. So it was highly documented that the Batman casted for a circus performance, aka the Robin, and there was a casting call. I'm actually part of like an extras website, and I seen the casting call personally. So they filmed this scene. There was a casting call, and it was obvious to do with Dick Grayson, aka Robin. But this never made the movie at all. So there was even a poster for it as well. So I don't understand what happened. Did they cut? I mean, I'll overlay some images to show you the casting call and stuff. Did they cut this out? I'm really confused what happened with the scene, because I know Robert Pattinson said that this is a standalone movie, and if it's one and done, it could be a one and done. But as we know, this is advertised as a trilogy. So we always knew there would be Batman 2 and 3 at least. So what the freaking hell happened to Dick Grayson's character? Now, at the start of the movie where Batman goes, "I am vengeance," and kicks his shit out of one of the street gang members, there was an actor that a lot of people seemed to thought before this movie actually came out that he would go on to be either Robin or Nightwing. Now the actor in name is called Jay Lickergo. I've probably said his name wrong, but he's the only member out of the street gang that actually looked like he had a bit of guilt and didn't want to be in the street gang committing crimes during the first act of the movie. And if they are going to do Dick Grayson, Robin, or Nightwing within the Bat universe, the Batverse, which is nothing to do with the DCEU, it's like its own timeline, which is fantastic, then that would be a good avenue to explore, making him Dick Grayson or Robin or Nightwing. I'd be down for any and or either any of them. That would be fantastic. But there's also this rumor going around that the little kid that Batman saves in the scene where the car is bush and then there's a bomb and then there's a lot of explosion, is some people seem to think that little kid is going to become Robin or Nightwing in the future. The problem is he's only about 12 in that scene, so it really wouldn't make any sense unless it's going to happen much further down the road. So some people are annoyed at Robert Pattinson because he's so freaking great at Batman. No, because somehow he's confirmed who the villain is for the Batman 2, but he hasn't really. Now, I thought the Courts of Owls would be linked to this movie somehow, but Pattinson in a recent interview with Vanity Fair has kind of not really confirmed it, but I've seen and been sent a bunch of articles and a bunch of videos of people saying that Robert's confirmed the villain for Batman 2. Now, it's clear to me the post-credit scene and the ending scene for the Batman tells you the Riddler's always going to be around, and Barry Keoghan's character, who could be the Joker, will be around as well at the same time. So the question here is this. The trio then closed out with a wink and nod. Kravitz and Dano, playful question, or is it? Patterson, I was definitely kind of thinking Courts of Owls is probably going to be in the sequel. Dano, oh, don't say it. Patterson, it definitely seems like that. I mean, I'm literally just guessing. I keep saying it. Dano, Courts of Owls will be dope. Good thing it's not in the film sarcastically. Kravitz, or is it? Dano, or is it? So they are teasing up the Courts of Owls. Now, the Courts of Owls are historically being the villain of so many things to do with Batman. Most famously, the Gotham series. The Courts of Owls were on that quite heavily, so a lot of people seem to know what the Courts of Owls Owls are about, and the Courts of Owls are heavily hinted at being behind everything in the Gotham Knights video game that is coming out at some point. So it would be interesting if they were to explore that. Me personally, I think that's a bit generic, but don't get me wrong, guys, that storyline would be cool. Mr. Freeze would be cool. There is so much freaking potential for this universe. We know that Colin Farrell is getting his own HBO Max series. Colin Farrell is one of the standout actors in the Batman. Playing Penguin was freaking insane. But not only that, we're getting an Arkham Asylum connected base series on HBO that Matt Reeves basically confirmed during the premiere for the Batman. It's interesting because the Gotham TV show had lots of attributes and lots of parts within Arkham Asylum. And we know that Barry Keoghan's character is essentially the Joker, and that could play that way, but they don't want to run into the trap where they turn this Bat universe, this Batverse, essentially into a rip-off of Gotham, because all these spin-off shows, realistically, do they need all of them? No, they realistically could just have one spin-off show that connects to the Batman movies in between. As we know, this Batman movie took 5 years to come out, so the next one will be out within 2-3 years. It's not going to take half as much time, but I am excited, and I'd love to know what you guys thought of the Batman. We have done a non-spoiler review and a spoiler review ending explain video, which I will link over there somewhere during this video, and I'll link at the end of this video. So also in the news, HBO Max, the Zack Snyder's Justice League in 2021 was HBO Max's biggest streaming movie. Now, why does this mean a lot? Because everything went to HBO Max in 2021. We had Tenet, we had Godzilla vs. Kong, we had Mortal Kombat, and Zack Snyder's Justice League was the #1 streaming movie that year on HBO Max. That is a freaking big win. Now, David Zaslav is looking at all the numbers, he's looking at everything. Doesn't matter what Walter Hamada or Toby Emmerich says, because as soon as Warner Bros. Discovery is finalized in the next couple of weeks, your boy David Zaslav is in charge of everything. And not only that, Zack Snyder's Justice League was in the top 3 biggest streaming movies of the year, not just on HBO Max, of the entire year. That is a huge win. Zaslav said in his first statement when in early talks, when the merger was going through, before everything was finalized in the documentation, in the public, he said, we're going to be restoring creativity and talent and bringing Warner Bros. Back to being great. Now, of course, that's not just about DC, that's about all their other movies, because let's face it, Matrix 4 was pretty dire, and there's been lots of other movies that have been pretty dire. So we know he's talking to Zack Snyder behind the scenes. Not only that, we go back to recently, early this year, during Thanksgiving, Zack Snyder teased Crisis on Infinite Earth on Thanksgiving Day, and people keep saying it meant nothing. If you know anything about Zack Snyder, you know that he doesn't tease anything for the sake of teasing something. There's always an indirect and subliminal message behind everything he does. So, will the SnyderVerse be restored? Yes. Will David Zaslav help Warner Brothers go back to being a good company? Yes, for sure. Is it an exciting time to be a DC fan? Yes, sure. I'm really interested for the reaction of the Flash movie. I know we've got the Batman movie came out this weekend, so not everyone's seen it yet, but the Flash movie is pinnacle for the future of DC because the minority, the minor Snyder fans are going to react badly to whichever way the Flash movie goes. So in terms of the DCEU, it is very, very important the DC Flash movie does predominantly well, because not only that, Batgirl spin-off series comes after the Flash movie. As we know, we've got the cameo role of Michael Keaton Batman, who no one really wants, but apparently he's a catch. So yeah, that Flash movie, is it a Bat Universe movie? I mean, realistically, they're advertising off the fact that Ben Affleck could have his last appearance in that. I don't really believe it is. I think at the moment it will be, but I do believe he will reconnect with Zack Snyder for Justice League 2 when that happens. And also, there is multiple other reasons to be happy to be a DC fan. It looks like we are getting Joker 2. As we know, the first Joker movie banked $1 billion. It was a standalone movie, but apparently there will be a Joker 2. I've not really reported on it, and I won't make an independent video on it because it's not really necessary, but it is fascinating that we've got so much cool DC stuff. Not only that, we've got Black Adam coming out in the summer, The Flash later the year, then we've got Aquaman 2, then we've got Shazam Fury of the Gods, and then we've got other projects which I forgot to mention. We've got this Gotham PD series that's supposed to be linked to the Batman movie. But what's fascinating to me is the fact that the Penguin movie is closer to starting production than the Gotham PD show, even though we've known about that for much longer. So what's attached to the Batman? We have the Arkham Asylum series, allegedly, Gotham PD, and the Penguin. And also they could do other spin-offs with other characters, but I'm not sure if they will. Catwoman realistically could get her own spin-off. Any other character could get their own spin-off, but I don't think they're going to keep greenlighting spin-offs. And it's interesting that they're only greenlighting stuff on HBO Max, and they're not allowed to greenlight anything on the theatrical side, because realistically, Batgirl should be a theatrical movie, but it's not, because they're not allowed have to greenlight anything until the Warner Bros. Discovery merger closes and David Zaslav comes in and cleans freaking house. So in my opinion, my standpoint has always been the same. The Snyderverse will be restored. You will see Ben Affleck again. You will see your boy Henry Cavill Superman again, because as he says, he is still Superman. The cape is in his closet and he recently wore it, and he could appear in the Flash movie. And from everything I've been told and everything I personally know that's public knowledge is that apparently Superman was on the set of the Flash. Take it as it is. So like always guys, let me know, did you like the Batman movie? What are you most looking forward to? And do you think I'm right that David Zaslav will restore the Snyderverse? Because #1 streaming on HBO Max, top 3 on streaming, even though it went up against Mortal Kombat, which got a theatrical release, Godzilla vs. Kong that got a theatrical release that also banged like $500 million or just under, and it was still #1 on HBO Max. So like always guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu if you want to see a beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. Please subscribe to the channel, like, share the video 500 times. It really helps the algorithm and really helps the videos get pushed out. And check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. And I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.